Whole high school I was going to seminars weekend after weekend, personal development seminars, business seminars, and I remember after my first seminar, which was actually here at Melbourne Uni in some building somewhere, with two business coaches, just seeing how the way they engage their participants and their audience, and then going back to high school, I felt very demotivated at high school. All I wanted to do was go back to a seminar where they'd be engaging, high energy, inspired, but then to go to a classroom and not have that engagement felt very low. And so I always compared it to that. And so after that point, when I was 14, high school just didn't really have any pizzazz or jazz to it. And I got more and more involved in business. And so I started taking calls out of the classroom. My lunch times would be in the library, taking calls or selling as I used to. And the teachers would know that I was in business, and so they'd let me take my call outside the classroom and then come back in. And my grades started to decline, and my parents noticed and my teachers noticed, but it was all fine. I still did quite well, but there was a very defining moment where my grades started to go down and business started to go up. Having deadlines and targets and homework and needing to get things done, one of my biggest fears in leaving university was that, wow, I'm actually by myself right now. And so I could just fall into a habit of not doing absolutely anything because no one's going to chase me up, no one's going to keep me accountable. And so having to follow through, having to deliver and create and produce is definitely something that I value. And I kind of miss it sometimes, having people on my back. That's why I always have a coach or a mentor to push me. And of course a vision to pull me. But I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that I learnt. And some people schools, obviously, if you're aware enough during high school to know the dynamics in your friendship group or the teacher dynamics, you can learn a lot about people. So I was also obviously running a business during uni, and after 3 weeks, just before census, was when they started to need assessments and things handed in, and I had no motivation to do that. I only went to uni just to show my parents that I'd tried, and also just to please my own curiosity. I kind of felt that I'd be 30 and I'd still be wondering, what if I had have gone to uni? So I wanted to at least try it out. What made me was just, I didn't feel the need to prove myself to teachers. I didn't feel that I needed to prove that I'd learned something by filling out a piece of paper. But instead I wanted to go and create. So I still kept my textbooks. I can learn what I want to learn. I can do online courses, learn in the world, which is, for me, I always felt that my path is not accounting. It's not something that's very left brain and I need to learn the textbook. It's something where I can just learn people. And I can do that by walking down the street and interacting with a stranger. So I just decided to do that. And I took my parents out for lunch, I remember, and I sat them down and said, what do you want for me? And of course they wanted happiness. And I said, well, to be honest, I'm not happy in university. So what if I could prove to you in a year that I don't need university? Would that be okay? And they said yes, and then I did it, and it was all good. So there's a lot of hard skills and a lot of soft skills. A lot of soft skills like rapport building, leadership skills, speaking. Some of them by myself, like just studying at home, and a lot of them just actually taking initiative to go to a seminar, going to a workshop, going to a masterclass, signing up to lectures at universities that maybe I shouldn't be allowed to go to, but just doing it anyway. So there are stuff that I did learn purely by myself, but there's stuff that I took the initiative myself to go and learn. So yeah, a lot of soft skills around leadership and rapport building, and a lot of hard skills around marketing, website building, that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
And it's all online. I feel there needs to be a lot about emotional intelligence and how to connect with people, because you can learn sales, you can learn marketing, you can learn business, you can learn all the stuff in your left brain. But if you don't know how to have a conversation with someone or take a conversation a little bit deeper than what did you do on the weekend, then it's very hard to be creative, to be productive, to build a good team culture. And the marketplace of jobs out there is collaborative economy. There's Uber, there's Airbnb, Shareable, all these sharing economy companies. They're recruiting people who know how to share, how to connect, how to be in community. So if people want to prep themselves to get a job, they need to know how to connect, which is emotional intelligence. So schools should be teaching you how to look at someone in the eyes instead of avoiding it and going down to your phone. They should be teaching people how to read body language, how to read language itself. I think that's the most important. But then also a sense of purpose. They need to be fostering an environment where students can, I suppose, do the inner journey and figure out what actually excites them, not what job out of the list at the back of the careers manual they want to pursue, because a lot of them won't exist in 5 years, but what actually pulls them, and actually asking that question. I would just say, from working with and consulting companies who are, I come in to do some of the culture and human relations kind of stuff, which helps them figure out who they need to recruit. And a lot of them looking for people who have a sense of purpose, looking for people who know how to connect, looking for people who are malleable and can change quickly. And so if there's 3 things that I would say people need to be aware of as they're entering the job marketplace, it's, can you change quickly, as in can you teach yourself? And can you be okay with change, because things are going to shift because companies are innovating? Secondly, can you connect and look at people in the eye? And thirdly, what is a sense of purpose for you? What drives you? What is bigger than yourself that will get you up in the morning? Because companies are looking for people self-motivated. So I suppose that's 3 little nuggets that I would leave people, if you want to really position yourself in the job marketplace.